In September 1857, off the stormy coast of the Carolinas, a steamship vanished beneath the Atlantic waves, carrying nearly half a ton of California gold and more than 400 souls. For over a century, it slept undisturbed on the ocean floor, a time capsule of the American gold rush, until a group of explorers unearthed a truth stranger and darker than legend itself. This is not just a story about gold. It's about human greed, heroism, and the storm that consumed both. This is the untold story of the SS Central America. The SS Central America, a proud side-wheel steamship of the United States Mail Steamship Company, set sail from Cologne, Panama on September 3, 1857. Her destination, New York City. Her cargo, nearly 21 tons of gold, bars, coins, and dust, freshly mined from California's Golden Hills, alongside over 500 passengers returning home, flush with fortune and hope. She was 280 feet long, with tall smokestacks that spewed columns of black coal smoke. Her decks glowed in the sunlight, filled with families, businessmen, and soldiers of fortune, men who had dug their wealth from rivers and mines, now eager to turn it into power, status, and new beginnings. The ship's captain, William Lewis Herndon, was a respected naval officer, calm, methodical, known for his composure even under pressure. He was trusted by every soul aboard. But fate had other plans. On September 9th, the Central America reached Havana, Cuba, for a brief stop to load coal. The weather was clear, the seas calm, but far to the east, something was brewing. Barometers began to fall, though few understood what it meant. In the age before satellites or storm warnings, the sea could turn from gentle to murderous in mere hours. By the morning of September 11, 1857, as the ship steamed north along the coast of South Carolina, the horizon darkened. The wind shifted. Waves grew erratic. The air thickened with the electric scent of rain. At first, passengers watched the storm with fascination, the way lightning flashed over the horizon, illuminating the rolling black swells. But fascination turned to fear as the winds roared to hurricane force. By nightfall, the Central America was fighting for her life. Rain lashed the decks, smashing windows and soaking the cabins. The ship pitched and rolled violently. Coal dust mixed with seawater as the engines strained to keep the paddles turning. At 8 p.m., a terrifying cry echoed from below. "She's taking on water!" The storm had burst open one of the ship's side vents. Floodwater gushed into the engine room. Men worked feverishly with buckets, but every wave brought more. The boilers sputtered and hissed, flames dying in the flooded furnace. Without steam, the ship was helpless, a massive wooden coffin drifting through a screaming hurricane. Passengers gathered in the main saloon, praying, crying, clutching their gold and each other. Captain Herndon moved calmly among them, his soaked uniform clinging to his frame. "Gentlemen," he said quietly, "we must do what we can to save the women and children first." Through the long night, the Central America was pounded by waves taller than her masts. The masts snapped. The sails tore free. Buckets, barrels, and gold-laden luggage tumbled across the decks. By dawn, she was half submerged. The crew fired signal flares into the storm, faint bursts of red, swallowed instantly by wind and rain. By mid-morning on September 12, 1857, a passing vessel, the brig Marine, spotted flashes in the distance. The captain of the Marine maneuvered closer and saw the crippled Central America listing heavily, passengers waving frantically. They managed to rescue about 150 people, mostly women and children, before the Central America began to roll over. Witnesses aboard the Marine saw Captain Herndon standing on deck in full uniform, holding the American flag, refusing to leave. As the ship went down, he raised the flag one final time above the roaring sea. Moments later, SS Central America vanished into the Atlantic. Over 400 souls and 21 tons of gold sank with her. When word reached New York, panic spread through financial markets like wildfire. The gold aboard the Central America represented nearly 10% of the nation's circulating wealth. Banks failed, businesses collapsed. What began as a maritime tragedy ignited a national financial disaster, the Panic of 1857. Rumors spread wildly. Some claimed pirates had looted the wreck. Others whispered that the gold had been cursed. For over a century, the true location of the Central America remained a mystery, lost somewhere off the Carolina coast, nearly 8,000 feet below. In 1988, more than 130 years later, a team of deep-sea explorers led by Tommy Thompson, an engineer obsessed with shipwrecks, located the Central America. Using sonar scans and advanced underwater robots, they captured the first images of the legendary wreck, resting upright on the ocean floor, half buried in silt, her massive paddle wheels eerily intact. The discovery stunned the world. Gold coins gleamed under robot lights, untouched since 1857. Newspapers dubbed it the Ship of Gold. But the story didn't end there. Thompson's team brought up thousands of coins and gold bars worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but soon after, the treasure vanished again, this time into courtrooms and secrecy. Thompson was accused of hiding much of the recovered gold and defrauding investors. By 2015, the man who had found the Central America was in jail, refusing to reveal where the remaining treasure was hidden. The gold that had doomed hundreds in 1857 now cursed another man a century later. Today, artifacts from SS Central America, from fine china and pocket watches to gold bars stamped U.S. Mint San Francisco, rest in museums and private collections. But more than wealth, the ship represents something deeper, the fragility of ambition in the face of nature's fury. When you gaze at the recovered coins, still shining after 130 years, it's impossible not to imagine the faces of those who never made it home. The miners, the families, the captain who refused to abandon his ship. The ocean, in its cold silence, still guards the rest of their story. The SS Central America reminds us of a timeless truth, that every fortune carries a shadow, and every treasure a cost. Buried beneath the waves lies not just gold, but the echo of 400 voices lost to the sea.